how to turn your happy possession day into the ugly and police involved and awful day when everything is just falling apart. But before I explain that, please sign up, please comment below and like the video. Please, I know you didn't. Okay, so we had a couple years ago, we had that situation where the buyer came into the house on the possession day, came into the house in the morning thinking that that's all, that it's his house, he can't go in. And the sellers were still inside and they were sure that he's not supposed to be there yet. What happened? It was back then when we had the paper type offers, when we had 3 layers of offer and you write on one and it's just writing by itself on a lower levels of that offer. So when the buyer's agent, it wasn't my client, but that client told me that story. So it was very fun story explaining that. I'm sure it wasn't fun when it happened. So what happened? The buyer's agent, when they were writing the date and time of the possession, they just undercrossed they crossed PM, and the paper moved, and on the paper that the seller gets, it didn't cross it, it underlined it. So on a buyer's paper, it says AM because the PM crossed over. On the sellers, it's PM because the PM is underlined. So obviously it's PM. So when the person arrived at 9 a.m., the buyer arrived at 9 a.m., the seller, I'm sure for 100% sure that they're supposed to come only at 9 p.m. What the heck is going on? So they called 911. Police arrived. They just face down into the hood that buyer, and that buyer was in police for a couple hours. It wasn't fun, it wasn't amazing, but it wasn't intentional. The buyer was right, the seller was right. It was mixed everything, but nobody broke any law because everybody was sure that they are right. Okay, so here they did settle down. However, if you guys know exactly that your possession is on certain day, you cannot go there sooner. You're just not allowed. It's not your house. This house still belongs to the seller. And if seller finds out or seller still there and you show up with your U-Haul truck with all your stuff, you may end up into the police with all the troubles that you might have because you intentionally breaking the law. You know that it's not your house yet and you still showing up. Plus insurance, your insurance is not covering yet, and it will be like breaking an entry. So it will be interesting situation. Who knows who's gonna charge for what? And you definitely will have worst weekend or worst day in your life. Please don't do that. It's important and you will be in trouble. Okay, if your lawyer gives you keys day before or on Friday before the weekend and you have your possession on Monday or on Tuesday after long weekend, you cannot go inside and start living there. It's not your house yet. Okay, even though yes, you have keys, you're not supposed to. And yes, that when the lawyer gives you keys, they explain you, please don't get inside sooner. This is your time and this is your date. And on that date, we're also not sure at what time you can get in because based on our new offer, you're supposed to get in sometimes before 6 p.m. When exactly, who knows, nobody knows, up until that day. On that day when yours, a buyer's mortgage comes in from the bank into your lawyer transfer it to the seller's lawyer, and then when seller's lawyer gets your money, they release the keys. So they released your option to go inside the house, not before that, okay? So if you come in there before everything that's all happened, you are breaking the law, okay? So I hope you do understand how important that is. So please don't do that ever, okay? It was Anna Schusterman, Schusterman team, Remax Executives, and I provide luxury service because you deserve it, but do not get into the house sooner than you're supposed to.